Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
All right. Well, that was a good chat with Doug. I mean, he's a character.
Yes, a fine young man finding his way in the world of rock and roll.
And he's youthful. I thought he was mid early 20s or something. I mean, it sounds like he said something about he has a kid and
he's 32, I think.
Yeah,
he's only like 2-3 years younger than me.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, he's still So that was good, and he accepted your offer to be the correspondent if there's anything.
The Nebraska correspondent for
because I mean we don't have any we have no correspondent in the Great Plains. That's the area. No one's covering. So.
And I think they can appreciate rock shows coming their way just because I'm sure they get missed quite often. So that would be cool to get him to
and the one stuff. Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I found as a musician is sometimes though those places that don't get the shows very often, when you do come to town, they show a lot of extra appreciation. You get a lot more people out to your show than one time my band played in Lewiston, Idaho. We had never played in Lewiston, Idaho before, and we haven't since. But for whatever reason, that one night there was a few hundred people out there. They don't know who, but they heard a band was coming in from out of town, and Lewiston's not a big place, so they all brought their beers and their drinks and came out. So could happen.
Yeah.
So that was a good interview. We go you check out My Juliet on Facebook and catch Doug live if you're in the area. But we understand that there was I was at a show last night, ladies and gentlemen, so I was not able to listen to the CMS. I was deep in the woods of Oregon. Yeah, the Piston was playing live in the woods of Oregon. Some bikers in the woods. But I got to say this, guys. So the people at this little fair festival thing, they were pretty smart, As a musician, I'm not a big fan when I go backstage to the green room area and there's very select pre-prepared foods, particularly ones that might have meat or fish or stuff, and I don't know when or cooked it's prepared and how it was prepared or by who. These people were smart. They gave you the standard taco nacho bar, which in my opinion is you can't go wrong. You can't, there's all kinds of toppings. You can figure out what you want and don't want, and it's they got the things keeping everything hot, so it's not. I just think that's so much more preferred than trying to give me, I don't know, meat, steak, fish, something like that. I've had situations where I ate stuff backstage later. I was all, I don't feel very good. That's not what I want to do.
Did you have a Tobias Forge incident?
Yeah, it's very, very similar. But nachos, pretty much can't go wrong with nachos. So and doesn't overfill you too. Just some nice little snack before you go on stage, so you're not too heavy. Won't have the expanded waistline, guys. Don't want to get too many lbs when I'm on stage, and then all of a sudden I feel bad. So let's go over what my brother Wendell did last night, Ruben. So Ruben was the one tasked with the torturous ordeal.
I'm looking forward to next Saturday when I'm going to be at Dark Angel watching.
Angel, and then I'll be the one tasked with
Sacred Reich. Sacred Reich.
Oh, that would be much better.
I forget what couple other bands, but
that's it right there.
I just want to see Dark Angel and Sacred Reich. I think
those two would make it worth it to go, and those two would be much better to go see on a Saturday night than listening to Wendell.
I may almost elect to go see a fucking bar band, any random bar band on a Saturday night, so I can get out of listening to this shit. But I sat through and listened through this agonizing horse shit for 6 hours. Because that is 6 hours, isn't it? Yeah, it's about 6 hours.
Wait. Didn't you miss the first hour because you had said that?
I was listening while I was sitting there having dinner. So
But did you know it verbatim, like I said?
Well, it was pretty much the same shit. Yes, I mean
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I mean it's basically segment one, same bullshit catching up. Basically, is how I noted that. And then there was a portion where then Neely brought up to Chris about working for yourself makes it a lot harder to work for someone else. What words of fucking wisdom. I mean, I don't think any of us here could have come up with that statement. And then they go on to bringing back, again, rehashing the stupid book, which only 50 people are going to probably buy at best.
If even that.
If even that. But then they
we
go
could probably
into...
name the people that are going to buy Shelley, Jackal,
yeah,
Sal.
Yeah.
Maybe Ben Benjamin.
Ben Benjamin. There you
Benjamin,
go. There's a 5. John Drake. There you go.
Yeah,
there's
Drake.
6.
Drake.
And then he'll give Taylor a copy for free.
Yeah, so he'll buy a
Just
couple.
don't tell anybody that we're not actually involved, Taylor.
I would probably say, in thinking about this, don't you think that they'll probably sell like about 10 to 10 fans, even if they only print
I just
50.
named half of them.
Yeah, and then Chris will buy the other, or Neely will buy the other half. Chris will buy one, and then Neely will wind up giving away the other ones that he buys.
He can give one to Eddie Trunk so he can throw it in the fucking trash.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
One is going to be purchased with maybe a little extra something that says, I want this signed to Evil Knievel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
From Wendy.
Right.
Well, it's a good thing.
He'll give Don a copy, too.
Oh, yeah. Don will get a copy. And it's a good thing Chris isn't writing the book, right? Holy shit.
We'd have a lot of double space pages.
But... so they did
and 10 pages, member at the back to write your own chapter.
Yeah, they brought up the book, and again they rehashed the stupid story, which we know inside and out, of Chris's hiatus from the show. And again, the author for the book, they're trying to keep it hush hush, but it's who we talked about, right? Do you remember who I said it was going to be?
Joel McIver.
Yeah, Joel McIver. Come on, that's bullshit. It's no big secret. That guy will write anything about anybody if you throw him a few bucks at him. But they rehash that story, and then here's a couple choice statements from Chris during that hiatus. Chris said he didn't leave the house for 2 years. Sounds like that's still the case, right? I mean, he's really not leaving the house.
Right. So now we're 13
years. But he says he was
15, because it was 2010.
Yeah, he said he was so depressed during those two and a half years. And I'm like, fuck, he's still pretty depressed now. So I think things haven't really changed much. And then they mentioned that, oh man, this year has just flown by, typical bullshit. Yeah. They did get into Chris is doing something next week with that Billy Morris tells
Barbecue.
Yeah, tells the story like he's reading something out of one of his pamphlets. That's basically how that was my note of the way he told the story. It was just really boring. And then they move on to segment 2. Segment 2 is stupid tech shit. So again, they go into how Chris has been having trouble this week with their show and miscellaneous things, and it's like, fuck, it's every week. He's always having issues with tech issues, and he's a tech guy, so he should have that dialed in by this point. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to comment on that, because I mean, we see that week in, week out, where there's always tech issues.
I don't even know. Again, like we don't have no tech abilities.
Nothing.
We just get on Zoom and talk to each other. And once in a while we get a glitch or something I have to make an edit out of or something. But this is, I give them some leeway. They're going live, and that's a different platform or whatever. But, we maybe end up trying to do that. Like we talked about, maybe by Super Bowl Sunday, maybe we'll launch a Rumble live where we get on there and talk or something. But even then, you would think a guy who supposedly has a tech company would be able to find a way to at least get through a show without having, I can't get on cam, my computer crashed, I got reverb audio problems, I got, it's on and on, dude. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a comment on that.
Okay.
It's something that I literally just realized right now. I'm not going to say he's never had an issue with the other shows. Very far and few between, though, so it just seems like it's somehow always the CMS
on a Saturday night
that he has an issue. Which, draw whatever conclusion you'd like, but I mean that does tell me something, if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
But are those shows also live, or are they just pre-records? And
No,
he just drops
they're
live, aren't
they?
They're
live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eric and him go live. Seth is live.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So apparently it's just a Neely Aiken issue. Neely, maybe that's a sign. You need to cut the show back to 4 hours. Give Aiken a little more nappy time. The guy's tired. He needs rest.
The only tech issue I ever remember on the cap, it was on Eric's end, and it was his screen froze up, and he had to reboot his computer. It wasn't a
which could happen. Any of us running off Wi-Fi or an internet service can have a problem. I'm not saying, but again, it seems to be reoccurring week in, week out.
That's what I'm saying. It's that Chris seems to, from my own observations, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying it's always on a Saturday night that it gets him.
Yeah, let's be real. If he's kind of wanting to cut the show back, but Neely's totally against it, his answer is going to be, well, my comp crashed. That's why I'm half hour, 45 minutes late. Shave some more time off this thing. I don't want to be here anyways.
Yeah, because you can't just... Neely's one of those people that he seems like he would claim, well, I just want people to be honest about how they feel. But the second you fucking tell him the truth about something, he's a fucking bitch about it.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of shows ago, that was kind of brought up when they said something about like, well, 6 hours, and Neely goes, but it just flies by.
Yeah,
like he just glosses over that everyone else is pointing out how long the show is, and he's trying to act like this is, oh no, but it's not 6 hours. It just goes right past.
I think he's the only one that any of it's fucking fun for.
Yeah, he wants to hear himself on the radio.
In my life, and I fucking hate women because they're mean.
And he wants to spin. The reality is this: he wants to spin records like he's Wolfman Jack, and he's giving you the tunes. Well, just go do that, Neely. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to rope Aiken into it. Just go off with your own separate night where you just go on for 6 hours and you spin the tunes and you talk in between and you spin the tunes. There is a market for that. There's people who like to hear certain DJs talk between the songs, and maybe that guy has a good taste in the music and likes what you like, so he's going to play what you want to hear. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's funny that he tries to shoehorn that into something that Aiken's doing. That Aiken clearly is trying to unplug from or cut back on or change the way that is. There's like all these little signs, and he's like, dude, you know. But although we should say, if Aiken is generally trying to make shekels off a show, then he does want more show and more segments and more content, because more content equals more clicks equals higher paychecks, more commercials to read, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he wants more show. I don't think he wants more of that show because it takes place on a Saturday night. Let's be real. You want to hear something or acknowledge something that's extremely fucking narcissistic on Neely's part besides everything. Anytime Neely, and I mean, Chris has put his foot down a lot harder this year on this thing, but it used to be anytime that Neely had something to do on a Saturday night, he would tell Chris, so you're going to have to find a co-host to do a show that night. And it's like, so wait, motherfucker, this is your show. You actually have something to do on a Saturday night, but you're still going to try to obligate your fucking buddy to do it instead of letting him just go and have the night off and actually enjoy a weekend for a job. Are you fucking serious? How much of a fucking egotistical prick do you have to be that you need to obligate your friend to do something in your absence because you have something to fucking do? Just let there not be a show.
Well, and his only other option is Drake, who's a fucking bore. Now, what they should do is bring one of us on, or all of us on, as co-hosts. Look at that. Wouldn't that be fun? That
will never happen.
It'll never happen, but because it makes too much sense.
It would be fun, but it would never happen.
And I just want to throw in there on that note, if they had just cut the show down to a more reasonable 3 or 4 hours, then they might be able to move it to a Thursday after work or something and not be trapped in their places on Saturday night when they could be out doing better things. And I'm sure that would be much more attractive to Aiken to get this knocked out on a weekday and have my weekends available to do what the hell I want.
Yeah, but because, again, it's Neely. It all comes back to his fucking narcissism. Because he used to do it on the radio, whatever, back in the late 90s before they fucking canned him or whatever the fuck happened with that brought him to the internet to do it. Because that was when it used to take place. Well, that's where it needs to continue to take place because I am not smart enough to realize that I'm not on that station anymore, therefore I can choose my own time slot.
Right.
And with the advent of the internet, Neely, we listen to you whenever the hell we want to. Some of us choose on a Saturday night to sit down and do that, which, from judging by your chat room, is about 100 people on the chat and maybe a few hundred more listening somewhere. But for the most part, everyone else checks it out via segments that are later uploaded via the different social medias or all the things you're not apparently on. And so, that's kind of an obsolete business model, just like Aiken IT is becoming an obsolete business model. It's like you need to learn how to do AI because the actual IT work is now going to be done by the AI machine. So what we're going to say in here is cut the show back to 3 or 4 hours. Maybe you get off work on a Thursday and you cut the show right then. You sit down with Aiken for a few hours before you go to bed, and then that frees you up your Friday, Saturday, Sunday to see Taylor, Donnie D, and help them zip them up when you're on the road and strap up them shoes and have them waddle on the stage.
After he pisses all over it.
More road trips available for you, Neely. You could be Don's number one man.
Buy Taylor something and then lie about your relationship.
Yeah, why are you letting...
I'll buy you these shoes at Nordstorm if you just don't let anybody know I've never touched you.
Why are you letting Troy Patrick Farrell Blotzer Johnson take over your position, Neely? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no shit.
Or Crenshaw.
Or Crenshaw, yeah. I mean,
Crenshaw is the West Coast. Yeah, he's got the West Coast region. I think Don's got 3 regions. What we need to figure out is who's the East Coast version of this person. There's got to be an East Coast.
Hey,
and when Don gets up there has to be some. Yeah. Because when he hits the tri-state area, he's got someone that's out there to help out.
When he's in clan country, he's got Neely.
Yeah. And then when he's on the West Coast, Vegas, Seattle, LA, he's got Crenshaw there at the helm, ready to give a helping hand and give a little action. So, all right. Well, what else did these knuckleheads drag on your?
All right. So
Saturday
we left
with?
off with stupid tech shit, which is a given. Kind of like that's become kind of a given, like the introduction. You can pretty much guess the first hour, right? Which is just basically them just.
Time flies by. How was your week?
All that shit.
Yeah. We're getting ready to release our book.
So and then now it's been the book. So now that'll be a recurring thing for who knows how long until they don't pay MacIver and he keeps whatever he's written and the book never happens. But Chris doesn't remember LA Guns put out a new album and they came to the conclusion that Cleopatra Records didn't promote it.
What?
Can you imagine that? I mean, they don't promote anything. So
I can tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clea, if you are an artist and you want your album mixed well and promoted, like really promoted, Cleo's the best. Garbage.
Yeah, they don't promote anything.
Honestly, like if you get signed, I guess it's kind of cool for the band if they get signed, but like that is like the fucking most lackluster fucking gonna rig up your album and not put any real effort into it fucking company that I'm personally aware of.
And it's 2025, gentlemen. Right. What label, unless you're Youngblood, is getting who's giving someone promotion? Right. Like that's just not even a thing anymore. Like it's up to the band to have a publicist, an agent, and a manager, and people to set this stuff up. All the label is going to do is help you get your shit produced in some fashion. Here's some CDs, records, whatever you want to sell. Here it is on the platform, so you don't got to upload it yourself, there, Mr. Musician. And I mean, honestly, that's not really in this day and age. Like, think about it. Where are you going to go promote that? Where are you going to say, hey, LA Guns is like...
Yeah, and really...
Here's the promotion. The promotion was the music videos they dropped where you're in that bar playing to the old man. And those videos were...
And really, the promotion is you sell those at the merch table at your shows and sign them, and that's it. I mean, that's the extent of it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that's really, for us as working musicians, that's really what it boils down to now, because we're getting nothing from a record company. We're getting nothing from digital sales and all that jazz. I mean, I got a check one time for $48 for a few years of digital sales. Why am I even getting this? I mean, seriously, guys, come on. So I'm just telling you right now, that's just not even a thing. So you have to sell it at the show. The t-shirt, the CD, the record, the whatever they want, the sticker, the picture, the autograph, whatever it is, you got to sell. That's where you're going to make it. That and the performance is the only way these guys are making a living, which is why you see all those guys on the Jason Green videos, him hauling boxes of t-shirts in there so Steven can make some side dough on this merch. So,
yeah.
So I mean, all of them do it, especially in that band specifically, in the Piercy band. I mean, Eric sells his solo stuff, like his picks, and Johnny has his CD and his picks out there, and Matt has whatever the fuck the world's smallest CD, which is just like
and
a code on the back
or something. NFC.
And then I guess Bloss has drumsticks or something. But my point is, like you said, the only way that they're making money out there, other than whatever they're going to get cut from the fucking payout that they get, is to sell merch. And in certain bands, you got to sell your own stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guarantee you if we had Tracy or Phil on the show, they'd tell you that a huge portion of LA Guns' income on tour is those two guys selling the merch.
Yeah, and I mean, that'd be cool. We could have Phil on the show. I don't ever want to talk to that fucking cocksucker Tracy, but...
Yeah, I don't know that I'd... We could get either. They're
both
cocksuckers.
I mean, hepatitis through the computer.
They're both cocksuckers, though.
I'd rather speak to Kelly and just get the old bass player on the show.
I'd rather speak to the bass player that puckers up and does the duck.
Oh, Johnny Martin. Yeah, old Johnny. Yeah, he's actually. I mean, he's actually probably, a solid bass player.
He's probably. Yeah, he is solid. But that'd be my first question. It's like, why do you have to do that in every photo shoot?
I'm surprised Phil has let him stay on bass because he's got a sense of style to him himself. And I think Phil's pretty notorious for wanting to be the fucking king dick of that band. So having a guy pushing out the lips and playing the bass line just seems surprising that he would let that happen. I think I always suspected in my mind that part of the reason why he had an issue with Kelly Nichols is because Kelly gets chicks too, Phil. There's as many chicks lined up over here for Kelly as for you. And I don't think
I think Phil is one of those guys that's married to somebody like 30 or 40 fucking years younger than him, too.
Might be.
Because that motherfucker.
Same with Tracy.
Like
Same with Tracy. He's got like a just barely legal chick, I think.
Right. So, anybody watching, just keep that in mind because closer to Halloween later on this month, we're going to do some ghoul talk.
That's right. I can't wait for that ghoul talk. Oh,
maybe we're going to solve a couple mysteries as well.
That could very well be happening, ladies and gentlemen.
Ghoul talk. That's true. I can't wait for that.
And in case you guys don't know the dirt on LA Guns, go to Metal Sludge. You get the most education on what really goes on behind the scenes with LA Guns via Metal Sludge.
I really miss the message board. Although I hadn't gone on there in probably 3-4 years. But Tracy used to use Satan's Chicken was his handle on Metal Sludge, and he'd always post shit on there and stir stuff up. But now he's doing that on X. So anyway,
all right, continuing on.
So Clip Clop is going to see LA Guns in a theater. Now this is exact quote. He's going to see LA Guns theater? In a theater down the street, and this is his quote: "It's an old movie theater that they converted into a theater." Can you believe that shit? That's what he said. That's exact quote. I had to jot it down. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I think I might know of that place because there's a tour diary where Piercy played a place that was an old movie theater, and Greenbaum was up in the booth where they would have the projector just kind of looking at.
Right.
So now I got to go back and try to find that to see if that was in the Illinois or Indiana area.
Yeah.
That might be it.
I'm hoping what he meant to say was that they converted the movie theater into a music venue.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They're all theaters.
Theater into a different theater.
Well, you know.
But it's
the definition of a theater, Neely, is when there's rows of seats. It's a theater, Neely, whether it's a movie theater or a music theater or an opera theater or a musical or in New York on the Broadway to see
the Broadway theater.
So he's bragging about, I'm going to go see LA Guns, and I can't, basically can't wait to.
Well, again, I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised because Tracy is as far opposite of my brother Wendell's political spectrum as there possibly could be. So that's very surprising.
Which I think is complete bullshit. I think he's going to go see the show. He's going to buy himself a ticket, but I don't think they're in any way, shape, or form going to connect with him. You know, I mean, it's just not,
Yeah, you know, and if he had any real balls about Trump, he'd wear a MAGA hat or a MAGA shirt in the front row and stand in front of Tracy on his side of the stage and see how that goes. But
Tracy's going to be in the bathroom performing.
Oh, that's right. I'll be in there. I'll be in there sitting next to him, keeping the AC on so he's nice and cool.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, Clip Clop is going to see LA Guns in a theater that they can, a movie theater that they.
And I don't hate going to see LA Guns as much as I hate Tracy. If they came around, just because I haven't ever seen them, I probably would go see them. But yeah, some of the other stuff would make me a little bit skeptical. I don't know how much extra dough I'm throwing at them for merch or something. I might go see the show, and that's about it. I'm not even going to hate the last couple records. There's a few songs on each record I think are good songs. I just thought some of those music videos were stupid, and some of the songs they picked for the singles weren't always the best in my opinion. Some of the songs were deeper on the album that I liked. So anyways,
and then they moved on to, well, you know, Chris, I know you're a fan of yacht rock, and it was about the Woodstock of yacht rock in Cabo, which is in jeopardy as bands are pulling out. So that was supposed to happen, I think this November, and now they've moved it to next spring on Memorial Day weekend. And so they went off on that, and it was just kind of another more drivel.
The bands are pulling out because of the promoter, location.
It sounds like to me, based on what they were reading, is that the promoter probably didn't come through with the guarantees or the deposits, and they were just like, "Fuck this, we're out of here." So a lot of the main bands are pulling out, and I think they've rescheduled it to next spring on Memorial Day. But one of the people that was supposed to be on the bill was Al Stewart, who your brother referred to Al Stort.
Al Stort.
Oh yeah,
what a moron! Yeah, Al Stort.
You know, I always like that song, "Year of the Cat" by Al Stort.
So he had to mention Al Stort. So I was like, what an idiot.
Well, if you're Christopher Cross and you don't get your deposit, and some guy's like, "All right, come down to Mexico," I'd be like, no, not without the dough. You know, I mean, come on. Like, that's just shit. Like, if you're Steely Dan, or I don't know what a yacht rock is considered these days, but if you're one of these bands, yeah, I mean, that's like going down south into a dicey spot. You want to have this money, at least half of this money up front, to make sure this is worthy of you climbing on a plane and going through customs and all this crap you're going to go through. And so, when it's not put in your account, you'd have reason to question why.
One of the artists on this bill is Rick Springfield. I never considered him yacht rock.
No, that's why I was saying yacht rock is kind of a loose term. Some bands that they consider yacht rock, I don't really consider yacht rock at all. Right. And then some that I thought would be yacht rock, someone was I don't think they're really yacht rock. And I was like, okay.
Right. So I did say something there. Rupert Holmes is not dead, because I actually used Google, which is something that they could benefit from on the CMS. I said Rupert Holmes would be yacht rock. I would also consider like maybe Bread, Paul Davis.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Is Ambrosia considered yacht rock?
Yeah, they were supposed to be on the bill. Rock. They were on the bill, and they were one of the bands that pulled out. Yeah.
The late Benny Mardones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they went off on yacht rock. And then another one of their staples, Bob Nalbandian. So the Skull Sessions are now going to be on YouTube, which they loathe.
Whoa!
YouTube. And
but they don't care about it.
So in short, if you like to watch the lo-fi shit that Bob put out, the Skull Sessions, I guess they're available on a channel now that some fan had put together a channel and has, I think, like a dozen episodes. And, you know, they had to go in there and mention how they're featured in there and how it's this and that. And, you know, just basically writing Bob's coattails even in death. Neely went on to say, well, I've been to many NAMM shows. Notice how he hasn't been to a NAMM show in how many years? Yeah.
All through Bob.
You would think someone by the name of Don Dawkins could help change that, but okay. Anyways,
but this all goes back to my theory that I don't really think that Don is so much of a friend to Neely, more so as kind of like an employer that doesn't pay.
Right. He sees like Neely as free help.
Yeah, but my point is for Neely, who wants to get into NAMM and be seen rubbing shoulders and being that guy on the scene, well, then a guy like Don showing up to NAMM, he's going to need a helper for sure to get in there and get out of there. And there's your spot, Neely. You got your job.
Curiosity, though. I mean, seriously, let's say you're, I don't know, even like a 30-something, and you're at NAMM and you see Don walk by. I mean, would you recognize him?
Well, I would.
Well, you would, but I mean, let's say if you had 10 people,
it's hit and miss. It's definitely niche.
Well,
yeah.
But even honestly, guys, even my 12-year-old son would probably be able to say that's Don Dawkins because he's seen enough of the videos on the YouTube to know what's going on. You know,
that's what I was going to say. Is if you know the music, yes, I can tell you this.
Right.
This is my experience with the basic public, if they even know who the fuck Dawkins is at all. It's only because of the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and most of the time it's not until you say the third Nightmare on Elm Street movie, that metal song at the end, that was them. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it.
But yeah.
That's actually the video I've walked into my 12-year-old son's room and saw on YouTube. He was watching Dream Warriors.
Yeah. So, but the point being is I think oftentimes those two knuckleheads seem to view Don as a bigger celebrity than he really is.
Don's like, I would say, and being fair, Don's like a B- celebrity, where he's not
B?
Not known.
I'd almost say
C,
like, because I think Bret Michaels is probably a
right there.
A. CC DeVille's probably more of a BC, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well.
And then as much as we hate it, Motley Crue is obviously the A celebrities of that genre because everybody fucking knows them. You know, like if you talk about like the 80s metal, you get like Metallica, Motley Crue, Ozzy, so on, Iron Maiden, maybe.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. But those would be like your A-listers of everybody knows who the fuck that is.
But you know,
for
it's
most
crazy.
Musicians. Oh, go ahead.
Kiss.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, most musicians in the business, you kind of can tell by the entourage, ladies and gentlemen. When Vince Neil walks in the room, no matter where he goes, there's 2 to 4 guys who are 300 plus pounds going, out of the way, get out of the way, Vince is coming through. If you go see, what we just talking, Axl Rose, they're going to have guys in front of you telling you, you can't get to Axl Rose. If you go up to the guy and there's one dude and it's Neely, well, then they're clearly a step down.
Like, who's that? It's 2 gay guys walking down the
as much as I love Piercy, all he's got is Green Bomb, right? Is Green Bomb much of a, so
not exactly a
Neely does wear his little docking cross necklace, which if you're just a fan, I get it. But I mean, when that's your friend, that's another guy's name you have around your neck there. Oof. I mean, hey, since Don, he goes on the cruises with Don, and Don did do a cover of that Titanic song for Cleo.
Oh, that's right.
Talked about before. That docking necklace is probably going to
put a video together of those two those two gay gentlemen, those 2 gay gentlemen to that song, you know?
Right, and then at the end,
now you're giving
years after Don passes away, Neely can drop the necklace off the boat. When he's the same age as Dayton, he can drop.
So would it be Neely at the front of the ship, or is it Dawn at the front of the ship, and the other one kind of comes up behind to give him?
No, it would be Dawn. I think Neely comes up behind Dawn, right? That would have to
support him.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So wait, so
Dawn's wanting to fly free. He's crippled and he wants to fly free, and he's
Neely's DiCaprio and fucking Dawn is Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. There you go.
Oh my God,
we're putting it together.
That's awful. Here. Oh, that's an awful picture in my head. So
DJ Xanthus, the guy that falls and nails his head on the propeller.
And again, so like, sorry about this. This isn't us. Dawn, you sang that song. God damn it! You put that song in our head. Who would think of you to sing that?
Oh, that's awful. That is awful. Now I'm going to have to listen to it to see how awful it really is.
It really is. It's really.
Speaking of yacht rock, that album is very obviously just slow, and it's very mood based. And for that style of music, because it's like, I think he made it in 07 or 08.
Right.
It's musical. It's good. I mean, it's not a go-to, but it is a solid
kind of him
record.
now. Yeah.
But once they released it on the major label
Clio,
they put that song, which is the bonus track that they wanted. They put it dead center in the middle of the album, and it just fucking throws the whole vibe off. It would have been okay if they put it as the very last track, as bonus tracks usually are, but they throw that whole fucking vibe of that album.
I think Don really fucked up because, again, as I've mentioned before, he well, in speaking with Schenker a handful of times, one of the things was that the thank you acoustic albums that he did, I think it was a trilogy, or maybe he did 4, but Don had selected, I think, like a handful of those songs that he was going to write lyrics to, and that would have been fucking great. I think
they did release one song,
right? There was one song,
and it is pretty fucking good. It's on YouTube. I forget what it's called. I'll find out though.
So, but anyways, Nalbandian, the ghost of Nalbandian, is still around, and now he's got the Skull Sessions on YouTube, or FuckTube as they call it, and you can check those out in their lo-fi glory. And then they moved on again hinting at the book. So this mysterious book author said to Chris that it's too bad that Bob won't be around to see the book get released. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Bob would be.
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah,
so that's it. Right that they did release. It's called Faith.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, look, with the Bob thing, it is. I wouldn't wish what happened with him. I don't wish that shit on anybody. That is sad, like how he passed away and all that. Was he the best filmmaker in the world? No. Do I believe he had a passion for what he did? Yes. It's just it could have been, polished up a little bit better. Seemed like a nice enough guy. Like I said, it is sad, but I kind of feel like they, like you said, they ride his coattails. They use the bridges that Bob had built for their own personal gain, and it's kind of fucking sick.
So, and then they went on to share their biases because they were featured in Bob's work. How great it was. They built it up, and I'm with you. I mean, he clearly was into what he was doing. So
and shout out to Bob for being one of the ones that actually call in the middle of the show and tell Neely, "Hey, stop saying that fucking stupid shit." Whenever Neely would get on his race bullshit.
Respect to Bob for that.
Yeah.
And I will say his films aren't bad. I just found them.
No, that's what I'm saying.
When I would watch them, they were a little bit long for my taste, a little bit too informative, and a little boring at times. But occasionally there was chunks of information that I did enjoy. Yeah, exactly.
If somebody took his footage in his movies and they put it onto a software and they gave it like a polished up treatment, it could be something for sure.
Well, but
it just kind of feels like I'm trying to think of the word they would use. Like, not the final cut. Like, it's not like we got the final cut. It feels like whatever was on his computer, he just burned it to a DVD and they released it.
Right. Gotcha. So, but would you agree with this? These two idiots think that Bob's shit is better than Sam Dunn's work.
No, absolutely not.
I don't think so at all.
No.
I mean, you can't compare that. That's like a fucking Cadillac and a Pinto.
Right. Well, Sam Dunn understands pacing. He knows that whenever he makes a series, like, what was it? Was it it was the one where he had the graph of all the metal.
I forget
it wasn't
metal,
Evolution. It was something else.
Yeah, Evolution, Metal Evolution. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did it like it was like a week-long series, and like each one was the different subgenre, but he kept it at like that 45 to 50 minute mark.
And that's the thing that I think, like you were saying, that Bob.
And then the Iron Maiden one.
Yeah, like Bob. Yeah, the Flight, and he also did Super Duper Alice Cooper. And then he did the Rush one.
Yeah.
And I think he did it. I think he might have done an Aussie thing. But
so what you're saying is kind of like comparing Charlie Kendall to Eddie Trunk, and these guys are trying to
absolutely. It's true. Yeah, that's it. Or comparing Chris and Neely to Opie and Anthony, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
or like Joel MacGyver to who was the guy they were going to say?
Martin Popoff. Yeah, right.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's not the same at all. Yeah.
Okay. So they went off on that, and then they mentioned, Lionel Richie's written his biography, and there was some Michael Jackson stories and a lot of drivel there. But basically the gist of that was that there was a story about how Michael Jackson would wear like his clothes for days at a time, and he had a stinky smell to him. Nothing. I mean, I guess not surprised. The dude was mentally ill, but
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Why would you say that, Ruben? That's not nice.
And then of course, in typical Neely thing, all you need to do is throw out something about 80s pop, and next thing you know, they're talking about Men at Work and I'm surprised.
Did he throw in NXS?
No NXS, but no Chicago. I was just surprised that those didn't come up. But
hey, well, you know what? Because you brought up 80s pop. I'm not sure if either of you are aware. Did you know that Tiffany gained weight?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe she doesn't look like she did in like what 1988.
Should we bring up some more photos of that and take a look at that?
Right, yeah. She doesn't. Hey guys, did you know she doesn't look the way she did 38 fucking years ago?
Hey, don't talk about my sweet Tiffany like that. I told you.
But you know who looks pretty good is Debbie Gibson.
Yes, she does.
Crazy? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool that somebody that is about the same age as Tiffany still, looks presentable and is probably better. Well, definitely better health, but and still a good performer. From what I've seen, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, one's not saddling up to the buffet line and drinking the booze, and one is, and you can kind of tell who's.
Oh wait, we got it. So Tiffany's birthday was October 2nd. So let's take a second to shout out to Tiffany.
Happy birthday, Tiffany!
Happy birthday.
54 years young on October,
which would make 54? Her.
How old is Debbie Gibson?
Debbie Gibson, yeah. And that would make Tiffany a Libra, just like David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar.
And myself. So Tiffany's all right.
Maybe Andrew and Sweet Tiffany would end up on a date.
No.
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 I bet you Taylor looks more like Tiffany these days.
I'm thinking.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm trying to get to Tiffany and let her know that if she needs evil services, I'll be by her side on the next cruise, clearing everybody away.
Debbie Gibson is a whole year older. She is 55 years old.
Wow.
She was born on August 31st, so she is a sign before Libra. She is a Virgo. Right. That's a little bit more. I like Virgos. That's a fucking fact with me.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, and
she's a mature woman.
She's a very mature woman. Yeah.
So after another commercial break where Aiken shares his ashy complexion and his greasy hair and his fat frame.
Oh, hold on. Are you gonna read the spot there, Andrew?
Oh, there he goes.
Do you guys like coffee? Well, then you should try coffee brand coffee and blackout coffee. See the link in the description below and go ahead and get it. Fuckies forsaken.
Now, how many bags of coffee do you think that sold? Holy shit. I mean,
a whole one.
He talks about one of the other things, just as a side thing, he had talked about doing like voiceovers. That's going to be even AI. So what the fuck? I mean, anything he's going to try is going to get taken over by AI. Anything that could make him money.
Yeah, he better open his own print shop soon.
Yeah, no shit. He may have to go into a partnership with that fat fuck from Red Rain.
Or he needs to get over to Billy Morris's podcast studio and start
rock and roll. I thought you were
but fix those microphone issues they were talking about.
So we go into the third segment, and the first thing is everything is running slow tonight. So again, more tech issues with Aiken. Sponsored segment, they again beg for your money with the locals and the fast pass and all that horse shit. They go into Super Bowl halftime show that they're going to do. YouTube can suck Chris's dick, man, is basically
if they can find it.
Yeah, if they can find if they can find it. So anyways, they're doing their own Super Bowl halftime show, so YouTube can suck their dick, man.
Are you excited?
No, I mean it's going to be the same, dozen idiots.
Bad Bunny or Neely.
There's going to be a few less if we go live.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we'll divide their audience.
Three out of
three out of their pack. Their other dozen. Another dozen are going to come with us.
So no music stories or none music related. Surprise! More AI music shit. So it's basically, a lot of these AI generated, again, nothing that they haven't done before. So they're kind of beating that dead horse. And then they go into AI and how the movie industry is now over. Hollywood celebrities are over. Let's see. Hollywood celebrities are over.
Are they?
And they predict.
Raise your horns high, let your spirit flow.